I would like to invite now Professor Sibusiso MOYO, who is the DVC Research, Innovation and Postgraduate Studies at Stellenbosch University, for some concluding remarks and for sharing some wisdom about the centers of excellence at Stellenbosch University and maybe how all of this fits in the vision of Stellenbosch University. Sibu, thank you very much for joining us.
Can you hear me online? Yeah, I don't know if they can hear me online. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so thank you so much. I know that you must be tired by now, so I don't want to do like another PowerPoint, but just to say sorry, I couldn't come earlier. We had a council meeting today, and yeah, it was very long. We were supposed to finish much earlier, but so I've been introduced. My name is Sibusiso MOYO. My background is in mathematics, so working mainly with differential equations and using group theoretic methods and mainly symmetry analysis, group analysis to find solutions. But what I'm here to really talk about, I was just asked to, I think first of all, I should acknowledge our guests to say that we are really glad that at least we had the ICTP delegation. I've not met the delegation, but as I'm going to guess, I didn't have time to check on the internet what the first looks like, which I should have done. Professor Atish DABHOLKAR is the professor here. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad to meet you so we can talk later. Thank you and welcome to the university. We're really glad that, you know, at least you give us a chance. And I think it's a great opportunity for our students and researchers to be involved. And then Professor Sandro Scandolo. Okay, thank you so much, and welcome as well. And then Dr. Ivan Girotto. Okay, is it Girotto? Girotto, it's Italian. Okay, is it Italian? Yeah. Okay, it must be. Yeah. And then Dr. Serafina Di Gioia. Thank you so much. Okay, and welcome. And then, of course, from the CHPC, Dr. Happy SITHOLE, is he here or did he disappear? There you go. I was looking for you. Thank you so much, our longtime partners as well. And we are really pleased that usually the Department of Science and Innovation, you know, for supporting this initiative. And then Dr. Wena Janse van Rensburg. Okay, thank you so much. I'm still learning Afrikaans, but I think I've just not had time to go for lessons. So, but I'm still trying to get there. So thank you so much. And I think so NITheCS for us is very important because it also provides us an opportunity for us to, you know, make sure that we can collaborate, set up a network. But also, I think what is important from the university side is really trying to make sure that we have platforms where our researchers can come together to address some of the key issues, especially when it comes to quantum computing. So my role was really to just say what we do as a university. Even though the slides look a lot, I'll just talk to about 3 slides which talk about what we are doing. And then I think my role was to really do the welcome initially, but we had to do an emergency sort of setup. And then I have to look busy, right? Because, you know. So anyway, so this is the portfolio for research innovation and postgraduate studies at the university, which consists of the research support division. And then we also have the library. I think we have one of the world-class libraries, but that's what we say because we haven't seen anything better yet, but I'm sure there could be others. But we are trying our best to get there. And then the 2 schools, and NICIS, of course, which is the National Institute for Theoretical and Computational Sciences, also sits within the School for Data Science and Computational Thinking. It's just a home where we put them, but even though we know it's a national project, and of course, one of the things what we are doing is trying to build the infrastructure for NITheCS as well, which also sits and reports to the DVC. And then we have the central analytical facilities, which also consist of computational facilities, which I believe that in the long run will also grow in terms of making sure we set up the computational facilities at the university and expand on that. And then 10 faculties, which range from the whole range from the agri-sciences. In fact, in the agri-sciences, if you look at our impact, we do very well there. Then we've got the science faculty, right up to the military science faculty. I think we're the only university right now with a military science faculty, but also with the potential of a lot of applications because we serve the whole defense force well, we train the people for the government, but I think they're also interested in computational things. And there's a lot of capacity there, by the way, because they don't have enough capacity at the moment. And of course, engineering, which is important, and other sciences, which are part of that. And we also have researchers and so forth. So this graph, I'll just miss it. I just tried to show this because I was doing this for Senate as well. Oh yeah, so in terms of our research focus areas, let me just go here. We are focused on research for impact because, as usual for universities, we get a lot of government funding. When I say a lot, it's not as much as we raise. Our fundraising, we raise about R1 billion per year from research contracts and other types of grants. And it's usually much more than what we get from the government. But the point is that for government expenditure, for example, and even funders, you have to justify what you're doing, the research for impact. So we always align our research with a sustainable development goals. I think the theme of today, for example, of this engagement as well talks about sustainable development goals and the relevance for that. We also try to align that with the, for Africa, Agenda 2063, just to make sure that we're addressing that. And then at national level, we have, and I think Dr. SITHOLE might have spoken about a number of things which the DSI is doing. We have the National Development Plan 2030, the White Paper on Science, Technology, and Innovation. And then we have also the Decadal Plan, which was just approved, where we try to make alignment and, of course, the other strategies. And then, so what I'll do is let me just show you some of the research areas that we are in right now. So here, this is the slide that I was meant to talk to as part of my welcome. So at the university, there's a lot happening. It's a big campus with over 30,000 students, and over 10,000 of those, a third, are postgraduate students. But we realize also that as a university, we want to grow our postgraduate numbers to reach almost 40%. So we're about a third at the moment. So we have a number of chairs, research chairs, about 44, 28 of those are funded by the National Research Foundation and the DSI in different areas. So what we've done is cluster them into these focus areas. So under here, they're about, I'll just show you how that relates to that. So we have the natural environment. That's where you get your climate studies and other, water research and so forth. But even though those are interdisciplinary, right? That we promote interdisciplinarity and transdisciplinary work. But we also understand that to do good science and interdisciplinary work, the basic sciences are so important, and the skills training for students, as you know, like if we look at our maths and science background on the average within the country, we have a strategy to try and to improve performance in that area. So the basic sciences are important, and to cross these disciplines, you do need those basic skills. So we have the natural environment, which is one area, and then the health and human security area. Health and human security, there again, a lot of interdisciplinary work through the School for Data Science and Computational Thinking and the NITheCS work. We'll find that there are applications. So for example, here there is work which is being done on genome sequencing, which also led to one of the groups, which is a Center for Epidemics and the Center for Epidemic Response and Innovation, which then also discovered, when I say discovered, actually, Omicron, it's not, it's a group of people working in that area, and did a lot of work around COVID-19, but it involves a number of people within the school. And I know last year the president came to visit us because of that. Social justice and development, again, these people are working, for example, with the data science school as well, trying to see how they can, because information has become very important and giving evidence-based interventions. So they do need data science as well. Then there's a human creativity and social innovation area, and then systems and technologies for the future, where NITheCS was strategic in that sense because we participate in the national project, not just in terms of NITheCS, but also in terms of the schools for climate studies, for data science and computational thinking and what they're doing. And then what we try to do on the right here is just to map. So you can see that under each of these themes, there are about 13 entities or 13 groups at the university that are contributing to 13 SDGs, yeah? And then in this area, again, you'll find that about 13 of those also contribute to about 8 of the African Union agenda goals. So we try to do this mapping, and this is important for us in order to measure the impact that we have. not just on the SDGs, but also on the continent and also our global goals. So I said that was the last one, but I'll talk a little bit about our research. So we believe that if we look at our research performance, currently we are ranked second in terms of the Times Higher Education World University rankings in terms of South Africa, right? But globally we are, you know, amongst the top, I think 251, right? We haven't, we are still trying to get a bit higher, but we are, the rankings are important for us, but this second ranking is for within, you know, South Africa itself and Africa. So we want to improve our ranking, but we know that what has happened over the years is the number of enrollments for students has increased, but the academic numbers don't increase as fast. So there's usually a heavy load on the researchers. So we believe that for us to make bigger impact, it's important to have a larger pool of students, postdoctoral fellows. And so when we want to collaborate or apply for grants, we are looking at now strategies which can help us even to have joint postdocs, joint degree offerings, opportunities for training, skills training, especially in the STEM areas, science, you know, mathematics, physics, the basics, yeah, getting the basics right so that people can contribute. So this is just what we measure. And I did promise that I won't give you any more slides, but I want to show you a picture of something nice. Oh yeah, well, so I guess, yeah, pictures might not make you too tired. I hate PowerPoint, so that's why I'm very sort of conscious. So these people here are people who presented last year. They did their inaugural lectures last year. You might, some of the faces might be familiar. So, and then which other pictures can I show you? These ones, okay, so we have also, you know, in terms of research capacity, we host about 493 NRF-rated researchers, and 20 of these have A rating, and just last week, was it last week? The weekend was good. We got an additional A rating from Guy Midgley, who's the director for the School for Climate Studies, and I don't know if Guy is here or any of his students. So we have that number now gone to 21. And for us, this is important. We want to see more younger people because currently the age average of this group is probably on the average over 50, 60, closer to 60, but would like to see the next generation. There's another thing I didn't mention. What might be of interest of you is that through Stellenbosch University and STIAS, we've got now the agreement to host, you know, Nobel symposiums, and this year we will be hosting the one in chemistry. And I think for you guys, it's also a big opportunity, you know, to get involved in terms of joining the presentations. We are trying to get them to do some side events, and we'll see how we can collaborate through NITheCS as well. Yeah, that was the, I think I shouldn't show you that one. Maybe this one might be more interesting if it works. So this is the data science school I've talked about. I think I did talk about the climate school. So this is the center I was talking about, the Center for Epidemic Response and Innovation. Yeah. So and you can see the president. In case, how many of you are new to South Africa? Who knows what the president looks like? Okay, so at least this slide you can say at least you saw what it looks like. I mean, there he is, and that's our rector Vim. We had a very long meeting today because of Vim. Sorry. Yeah, that was COVID time. And so, but here what they were trying to do was to, because of the groundbreaking work, of course, which was done and so forth. But again, here, there's a lot of data, you know, I was just talking to a group of people that are also looking at biome innovation to deal with biome, you know, your biome and storage. And so on Thursday this week, is it tomorrow or Thursday, we are launching the Biomedical Research Institute at the Tiger Bay campus, the medical school. So it's a big facility, which will also, so I think samples below -80. Is that correct? I read this somewhere. I thought this was really magnificent to see. Okay, and then here, just to show you some examples, sorry, this was a grant, successful grant for about 40 million rands, and we're looking for more successful grants through NITheCS and through Dr. SITHOLE over there for NITheCS as well. I don't want to show you this. I just thought there were some pictures which might be of interest. Yeah, so the other thing maybe that might be of interest to our collaborators is that, so we have a very high success rate in terms of students passing in the country. So you can see this one is UCT. We normally put UCT because we are comparable in size and they are our competitors, okay? We do work with them, but we compete. So anyway, so that's UCT, that's Stellenbosch, and then that's the national average. And you can see it's a very high success rate. But of course, when it comes to master's and doctoral level, we find that our master's and doctorates take much longer. And part of that has to do with, and especially in other disciplines, by the way, outside the science field, has to do with maybe not, yeah, you could say supervision, but not, sometimes it's, being prepared for the research that they undertake so that they're able to finish it in good time. And some work, I mean, I saw that some of the people take very long as staff, right? So we are trying to reduce the finishing time, but otherwise on the average, our students well looked after. They work hard. Maybe the red wine helps, but because it's a wine land, as long as they don't get drunk and so forth. Yeah, I did talk about research chairs. So research chairs, not just from the NRF, but also in partnership with industry. So you can see last year we brought in about 94 million rands. Well, this was 2020, and this year, last year, we ended up at 71 million because of the reduction of the NRF, such as some of them came to an end. So we're trying to improve that area. And yeah, postdocs I talked about, but I think what's important is also these central analytical facilities. We have equipment which is used across the university, I think, which might be useful, this one. So this equipment, if you want to use equipment that you may not have at your institution, we encourage this. But even when we collaborate, when we set up collaborations with other institutions, we also want to be able to send our students and researchers to use equipment that we may not have. But we do have this equipment, and you pay a small fee mainly for maintenance reasons. And what else? Yeah, I'll come to the end now. These are just bursaries. I think what's important is probably, yeah, that slide, since it's a data computational thing, you might be interested. So these are the different fields from cyber.com. If you look at that period of productivity, the area where we have high impact is the medicine area, you can see, and then not high impact. This looks at the volume of what was cited in these fields. But when you talk about impact, I think here we used a Web of Science plus something else. And you can see that the agri-sciences is above the global norm of 1, and these are the other impact areas that we have. But for us, what's important is really to see how we can, really promote the disciplines that are involved within NITheCS to make sure that we're making greater impact. And you can see it's a computer science. If I combine all of these, and I know, Francesco, you did the ranking of the physics departments and so forth. So if we combine the fields that we are working in and the applications, potential applications, of course, of these areas, it's important for us to see how we can make bigger impacts in these areas. And I think I will stop there, because really, this was not a presentation. It was just to say, where can I stop? Okay, you may want to see the deans, I suppose, here. This is what they look like, in case you're interested. And then that's the director for research, the research division, which is a big enterprise senior director. And that's our director for the library. You can see where the women are, they work very hard. And then we've got the deans, of course, and then the 2 directors for the school. I left out Francesco's photo because for Francesco, it's a national sort of, so I have to create a slide for NITheCS separately, because it says, don't mix me up with the internals. So I have to always make sure. And then, and then what else? So you can follow us if you want to know more. There are other areas, the areas are broken down, it's quite a lot. And then if you want to read, you can follow this link and you find more information on our site. So to my side, it's just to say thank you for all the participants. And I'm sorry I couldn't join earlier, but I hope that you enjoy your time at Stellenbosch, and we look forward to further collaborations, and especially for our graduate students to take an opportunity also to visit Trieste, right? Is anyone planned to go to Trieste from our side amongst the students? How many are going? Okay, not in this group. The ones who've already gone. Okay, cool. So if you haven't gone, try to go one day. I think there might be a criteria, yeah? You have to feel. There's nothing for free. Pardon? Yes, of course, yeah, sure. But I have to make sure that I can report success, right? So I need more people to do something. But thank you so much and welcome. And yeah, look forward to future collaborations as well. Thank you, Francesco.
Thank you very much, Sibu. Thank you very much. Thank you. I think this brings our summit to an end. So thank you very much to all of you online and in person for being with us all day. To the younger people, don't forget that the hard part starts tomorrow morning and not in this venue. There is another address for the program of tomorrow. So don't come here because there will be nothing going on here tomorrow morning. Yeah. So thank you very much again to all the speakers, to all the participants.